Now apparently, to demonstrate for Palestine or to abstain from voting for those politicians that have supported and justified the genocide is now classed as extremism. The space to express an opinion that goes contrary to the government's opinion is virtually nil. It's becoming more and more obvious that the only opinions tolerated are those that are within a very narrow secular theological spectrum. Western democratic institutions and governments are not there to facilitate change. They are there to maintain the status quo. And change for them can only happen according to their terms, and change can only happen when their interests are protected. So let this be an eye-opener for the people out there who are demonstrating for Palestine, thinking that the governments or the Western institutions are going to somehow solve the problem of Zionism. They are not. That is not their vision. So when global opinion is building and there is a push for change, Western institutions will act and they will enact change, but on their terms, protecting their interests. And an excellent example for us to reflect on is the global opinion that was built against apartheid, and when apartheid was abolished. It was abolished on their terms, on Western secular liberal terms, and protecting their interests. So yes, you can have the votes, but we will keep the capital. Voting doesn't give you power for change. It actually is there to legitimize and legalize the oppression that is on top of your heads. So now what are you going to do? You've got the vote, but you still got the oppression. So now the former Marxist members of the ANC are today's millionaires oppressing the people. So the oppression has changed from white colonialist capitalists to black native capitalists. But capitalism is still there. So now that the global opinion is building around the world that will not tolerate the status quo in Palestine, the West will manage to change in her favor, protecting her interests and protecting her hegemony in the globe. It is not what we want. So if you look at the world now with the growing call for a solution in Palestine, for the opposition to Zionism, people don't have a clear vision, but the capitalists and the West do have a vision, and they will enact a change to protect their interests based on their terms. And that is not what we want. We need to be very clear about what is it that we want in Palestine. And we as Muslims, we want total liberation of Palestine. Islam has its own methods, Islam has its own governance, and Islam has its own rules. And only Islam alone can take away the oppression and bring about justice. Only Islam can remove the darkness and replace it with light. Remove the zulumat and replace it with an-nur. And if we look anywhere else for the solution for Palestine, what we will do is replace one oppression with another oppression, because justice alone lies with Islam. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.